When the sun goes down and the lights are low, there's a place where the real talk flows. Rob and Andrew bringing that spark, unfiltered truths after dark. Talking politics, culture, the state of the scene. No spin, just facts in between. From breaking news to stories untold, these voices come bold and cold. They light up the night, no fear in their eyes. Cut through the noise, expose all the lies. Tune in, buckle up, it's gonna get deep. They're waking up minds while the world's asleep. After dark with Rob and Andrew, speaking the truth like they're born to do. Voices strong, opinions tight, shining in the midnight light. After dark, no holding back. They keep you steady when the world's off track.
Hi folks, it is Rob, one of the hosts of After Dark. I am coming to you live. No, it is not After Dark, but it's a good time to come on and talk about a couple of things. First thing I want to start off with is that, folks, guess what? As of today, the United States has stopped printing the penny, the almighty penny, those things that you put in jars or when they're making change and they say, hey, you want to put a penny in this little jar here just in case someone wants it? It's no longer going to be made because apparently the penny has been costing more to make than it's worth. Go figure. It's only worth 1 cent. And I think we've been spending like millions of dollars trying to produce it. And now they're not going to make it anymore. Now, it will remain in circulation for eternity. But the mint that makes it will no longer make the penny. And again, this is compliments of Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. He spoke about this 6 months ago, and it's now coming to fruition. So all of you who don't like the penny will say goodbye to the penny because it will no longer exist. Now, some people are saying that we should get rid of change altogether. We shouldn't have change. Who wants change? Who wants it in your pocket? Where's out your pocket? You just throw it in your car. When you drive up to a drive-thru, then you say, hey, you got some money, got some change or something, then you give it to them. But some people say get rid of it. But if we do that, a lot of folks are afraid that get rid of that, then the government starts to monitor how we're spending because we're now doing with currency. Then they'll eventually move us to Bitcoins, and a lot of folks are scared about it. I understand that. So baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. But anyway, I am on live because I've got a lot of, well, not a lot, but I got a couple of things that I want to share with you. And by the way, I would encourage you all to follow me on X. Right there is my handle, The Real Rob X on X. You can also follow me on TikTok. The handle is RobJH1. A lot of funny videos and things that will keep you apprised as to what's happening in our crazy world. I'm just looking here at my notes. What I want to talk about tonight. I've almost said tonight, but it's actually noon where I am, 3:03 p.m. Eastern Time. Guys, how do you like this new standard time? The time has changed. We what is it? We fell back, supposed to fall back. It now gets dark early. And when you wake up, it's day. I don't know. I kind of like it. When I was younger, I didn't like it. Now as I get older, I'm kind of like in between. But whenever that happens, it brings winter. It starts getting cold. So I don't know. Share your thoughts as to how you feel about it. What you like daylight savings time and you don't like it. But on to our topic for tonight. I spoke about the penny. What am I going to do? I keep saying tonight, but it's morning. Gosh, I keep forgetting. But anyway, what do I want to talk about? Guess what, guys? We won yet again. Wow. Ouch. We won. The shutdown. The government was closed for 40 days and 40 nights. That's a song, by the way. And if you went to Sunday school, I'm sure you guys heard it, or even synagogue. Did it rain, children? Rain all night long? 40 days, 40 nights? Blah, blah, blah. But didn't it rain? You know, Noah and the great flood? Well, the Democrats caused a kind of a little flood themselves by shutting down the government. Now, why would they do that? Why would they want to shut down the government so that people couldn't get paid? Well, there was a reason. They thought they had all the momentum. They thought that they would be able to sock it to Trump, They thought that they would be able to win yet again, win for illegal aliens by giving illegal aliens health care, well, actually to extend Obamacare. Because remember, during the shutdown under Joe Biden, they were paying the premiums for Obamacare. And this is only supposed to take place, or they said it was going to take place during the COVID shutdown. But once we opened up, they wanted to continue paying that high cost of premiums, thinking that no one would, catch on. Because, we've got to keep the affordable health care, the Obamacare, because that was one of Obama's pride distinguishing marks as being the president, other than the fact that they say he was the first black president and some say the first gay president. I don't know. He did do a book, or there was a book with him saying that he fantasized about man, but that's neither here or there. We're talking about the shutdown. We're talking about how Democrats wanted to continue to fund this disastrous health care plan that was costing the American people millions of dollars. Well, not individually, but collectively, millions of dollars. I mean, I admit healthcare is a disaster. I mean, if you're young, you're in good health, why are you paying for healthcare that you'll never use it? Well, we were subsidizing the healthcare for elderly people. We were subsidizing the healthcare for illegals. We were subsidizing the healthcare for people who didn't want to work. Kind of like socialism. Kind of like what New York City is in for now that they have elected a Muslim socialist, Zoran Mandami. Guys, we're in for a world of hurt with these Democrat policies. These Democrat politicians who are in power, who don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the first thing about policy. They don't understand the first thing about running a government. We do have a president, Donald John Trump, who understands it. Donald John Trump, who for the past couple of months have been correcting Biden's huge disaster, Biden's failures. He's been correcting it. And man, isn't he on fire. Look at the tariffs, the money that's coming in. And now Trump is saying that he might be able to give Americans $2,000 because of the tariff money that we have coming in, income that's coming in. Remember the tariffs that had people running around with their hair on fire saying, oh, it's going to break our economy. We're going to go into a recession. Tariffs don't work. How can we do this? Canada was saying, oh, we're not going to allow you to put tariffs on our goods. Mexico was saying it. Even China. Well, China was a tough cookie. But we finally wrestled them to the table. But you had all of these economists that were saying that it was going to destroy our economy. But it didn't happen. It did not happen. Now, granted, there were Democrats that wanted it to happen. There were Democrats that wanted the economy to tank because they don't care about the American people. They just don't want the American people to win. They don't want Trump to win. So they were hoping that the tariffs would destroy the economy, even with the taxes that Trump was putting out there on these countries. But it didn't work. Trump has been busy over the last few months going overseas, shoring up new allies, shoring up people that we normally wouldn't work with. They're working with us. Look at Japan. Look at Saudi Arabia. Now, I know a lot of you are having mixed feelings about the president of Syria who recently visited with Trump at the White House saying, well, he was a radical. He was a terrorist. But it's better the enemy you know than the enemy you don't know. It's best to keep your enemies close, your friends close, but your enemies closer. Show them the economy. Show them what will work for them if they do what's right. And that's what Trump is doing. Biden couldn't do it. Obama couldn't do it. He left the office, and things were like in shambles. The economy wasn't good. And people tried to say, oh, well, the economy that Trump has inherited was because of Obama. No, it wasn't. We had a recession under Obama, and the media refused to call it a recession. They tried to repackage it. They tried to rename it, just like so many other things that they've tried to rename. What is a woman? They tried to rename that. And I don't even want to go into that. That's a whole new different show. But what I want to talk about again is the win. We won. We won again. The government will be opening up soon. As hard as the Democrats try to keep the government shut down, as they did with COVID, the government will be opening up soon. They wanted it to keep it shut down during Halloween, Thanksgiving and Christmas because they wanted the economy to be destroyed when it finally opened up. No, there will be some damage. I grant it. There will be some damage because of the 40 days that the government was shut down. But for the most part, we got it open back up again. And this is a good thing. I'm just looking here at the numbers. I thought I had written down the numbers that what we're going to encounter with this temporary shutdown. Don't have it here in front of me. But anyway, the government is opening up, which is a good thing. And we won. I know that there were a lot of nervous Nellies that were out there that were saying, oh, Trump, please open up the government. We can't risk this. Open it up. People were getting kind of antsy. The same people who were antsy when Trump talked about the tariffs. They were the same nervous Nellies, the panicans, as Trump liked to call them. We had a couple of panicans that were out there that were looking at the numbers and saying, oh, we can't win. We've got to open it up. Even when Trump said, blow up the filibuster, blow it up, and let's go ahead and get the government open, people were getting freaked out. Oh, no, we can't do it because if we do it, the Democrats will do it. Well, guess what? They're going to do it regardless. But Trump was just throwing that out there to show them there is an option and we can use it. But we didn't have to use it. And you know why? Because we had victory on our side. We had a hands of cards that played well, so we didn't have to worry about it. Trump knew what he was doing, the art of the deal. Read the art of the deal. You have to know when to walk away. You have to know when to listen and when to walk away, which is what Trump did. Trump knew this was going to happen. He knew that, hey, we'll close the government, but in the end, the Democrats will have to come to the table and accept the fact that they lost. And lost they did. They lost bigly. And now, guess what? The Democrats are after Chuck Schumer. They want Chuck Schumer out of there. They're saying, oh my God, he didn't play the game right. We look bad. I want to play a video for you real quick as to what was at stake. I always like to come with the receipts. Here on After Dark, we come with the receipts. And by the way, please listen to us tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on AmericaOutloud.news. You can catch us on all of your favorite podcast stations like Spotify. We're there also. Apple Podcast, you can catch us there. Apple iTunes, rather. But again, just go and listen and share with some of your friends. Now, I want to play a tape for you real quick as to what we were actually up against. Here we go. Let's see here. This is the first time I'm doing this on this platform, American Emboldened, and I want to thank them for allowing us to use their platform. Let's see here. Here we go. Run the tape.
Democrats in the House voted to close the government. Republicans in the Senate voted 14 times to fund the government.
14 times.
Democrats in the Senate voted 14 times to keep it closed. All of the suffering that the American people have been enduring, discussed here tonight, fall only on one party, the Democrats.
The Democrats. The Democrats caused this. Although they want to say it was Republicans. No, we didn't do it. You guys did it. We didn't start the fire. But you know what? We put it out. We won again. Republicans should take a victory lap, and they've got to keep the momentum because we won. They didn't win. I want to play another tape for you. Pretty much the same thing. Of one of the Democrats saying, we messed up. We lost the momentum. Not that they ever had it.
That
here you
we
go.
have capitulated to Donald Trump without any real protections for people's health care or our democracy in the short-term funding bill. The pressure was going to mount on Donald Trump and Republicans over the next few days and weeks to do something.
This was a decision made by 8 people. They clearly had a momentum. They clearly had their own goals.
I can't believe it. Democrats, you sold out the entire shutdown not to get what you wanted, but for a promise to not get what you wanted later.
Now they just caved and surrendered. I think Chuck Schumer, his days are over.
I think he is in bigger trouble now. I think Senator Schumer's been there since 1982. My guess is that
they're coming after you, Chuck Schumer.
Leader of the party in 2027.
leadership of the Democratic Party in many respects is way out of touch with where Democrats in general are.
He just went too far. He thought he could break the Republicans, and the Republicans broke him. But he did think that we have good policy, they have bad policy.
Standing up to Donald Trump, the shutdown actually gave him more power. So standing up to Donald Trump didn't work.
It didn't work. Standing up to Donald Trump did not work. They lost. It gave Trump more power, and Trump knew it. Again, the art of the deal. There were so many people freaking out as to what was happening. They were afraid. They thought that, oh no, we're going to lose this. The American people are going to be mad at us. We have to stay the course. Don't freak out, because we have all the momentum on our side. I know that after this election that took place recently, the Democrats won in blue districts, solid blue New York City, solid blue New Jersey, solid blue Virginia. Now, we tried to make a play for it, and we should. We shouldn't just walk away and just say, hey, let's give it over to them. But they won. And with that win, Democrats thought that they had the momentum on their side. Even the media, the liberal media, thought the exact same thing. They were playing this up. They were trying to intimidate and scare Republicans. Folks, you got to realize here, I want to look at the numbers, that the media, when they were covering this whole thing about the shutdown, I want to say that I'm shocked by this, but I'm not shocked, because this is how the liberal media does. Okay, media shutdown coverage, pro-Democrat span, light on the facts. Statement favoring Democrats about the shutdown. 83 statements by the liberal media. For Donald Trump, only 12. So, of course, they were all in the tank for the Democrats. They wanted the Democrats to win. They wanted Republicans to be seen as the bad guys, and they wanted to be seen as the good guys. But they failed. It didn't work, because the American people are waking up. They know that the mainstream media is corrupt. They know that the mainstream media is biased. The media is biased for Democrats. They are the propaganda arm of the Democrat Party. People are waking up the same way they woke up in 2024 and elected President Trump. They are waking up. And what Republicans have got to do is take this momentum through the midterms, 2026, 2028, with the general presidential election. We've got to take this momentum with us. We've got to keep calling out the Democrats. We cannot allow them to gain control. They should never be in power ever again. Look at the harm they caused this country. The 4 years that Biden was there. High inflation. The inflation came from Biden, and Trump is trying to get it down. I know a lot of people are saying, well, look at the food prices. Folks, unfortunately, that's going to be difficult to get down, because once you have inflation, it's baked into the cake, and the media knows it, but they won't tell you that. They want you to think that it's Trump's fault. But what will go down is the price of gas, which has gone down. The price of eggs, that went down, because during the Biden administration, they went in and killed 1 million chickens. And for what? Oh, there's a bird flu, but you didn't have to kill all the chickens, you idiots. He didn't know how to govern. And then you've got people coming out saying, oh, he's so smart. Even Joe Biden is coming out, I mean, as sick as he is, and trying to attack Trump. And Barack Obama, oh God, that's a different story in itself. But folks, we're winning. We are winning. We have to keep our eyes on the prize. And let me show you why we're winning. I want to play something for you. And again, this is something that the media tried to bury. This is something that they did not want you guys to hear. But you know what? Here on After Dark, we always come with the receipts. This is Senator Kennedy talking about the Democrats and what they had in their spending bill.
Circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia. $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes.
Male prostitutes.
In Haiti.
In the funding bill.
For media organizations for the Palestinians. $833,000 for transgender people in Nepal. $300,000 for a pride parade in Lesotho. $882,000 for social media mentorship in Serbia.
Folks, you can't make that up. You just can't make it up. And this is what the Democrats wanted to fund. They didn't want to open up the government unless we continue to fund Obamacare, which is a disaster, and then fund all of these pork items for overseas. And then you have the media wanting to bitch and moan about the ballroom that Trump is building, a ballroom that the taxpayers don't have to pay for, a ballroom that Trump is building on his own. He even reached out to President Trump. I mean, not President Trump, but President Biden. Well, they should be Biden. President Obama, during his 2 terms as president, and said, look, I will build a ballroom. Folks, there is no ballroom. Whenever there is an official event, they put up tents. If it's raining, people have to walk in mud because they put down this plywood for people to eat on and walk on. And then as far as a bathroom, a porta potty. Can you imagine inviting heads of state to the White House for an official dinner and you're putting up tents? And that was okay? No, it's not okay. But now you have the media that's bitching and moaning about it. You have the media and the Democrats that want you to think that, oh, Trump, he's letting people suffer while he builds a ballroom. Well, guess what? Barack Obama built a basketball court. I've spoke about this before. See, these are the things that the media will not share with you. These are the things that they don't want you to know about. But you know what? On After Dark, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to come with receipts, like all the receipts and all the videos that I've played for you right now. We come with them because we're exposing their lies. The mainstream media won't expose it, but here and After Dark, we're going to expose their lies. We want you to know the truth, and we come with receipts. And I will continue to bring you the receipts. Oh boy, don't I have the receipts of all the contradictions. I have them all. And I will continue to play them. I don't know if some of you remember, but back in the day on NBC, on I think it was Meet the Press, Tim Russert, who was, I think he was a Democrat, was a mainstream Democrat, not the radical progressive Democrat like Bernie Sanders. But he would have guests on his show. And he would always play back the tape of them contradicting themselves. The politicians were the guest. You know, they would say one thing and say, oh, I support this bill. Then he would say, but a year ago you said XYZ, run the tape. And he would expose them and then get them to explain why they changed their mind. That's what I'm doing here on After Dark. I have a lot of tapes. I have a lot of receipts that I'm putting out there because I want to show you the contradictions with the Democrat Party. I want to show you how they will lie and they will cheat. This is not the Democrat Party of your grandparents. Well, I'll say not the Democrat Party of the baby boomers, because some of you are millennials and you might be grandparents. Some of you might be Gen X and you might be grandparents. But the baby boomers, when the Democrats, I think, made some sense, had some semblance of sense. You know, even as far as Bill Clinton, although he was a liar, perpetual liar, but I mean, he made common sense. He knew what he was doing. But after him, Obama, the chief divider, the race baiter, oh my God, they don't make any sense. They're crazy, and they want to destroy our great country. Now, mind you, these people, these Gen Zers, they know of no other country, they know of no other government, but they don't like our government. And you know why? Because that's what they've been taught in school, to hate, 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 to hate our country. I want to play one more video for you before I end this today. And this is of Chuck Schumer and a lot of the other Democrats speaking out against illegals coming into the country. This is before they loved them. And this was just about a decade or so ago. Now they want to fund them and give them all this free money, put them ahead of Americans. So I want to play this for you also. Again, coming with the receipts.
For us will certainly do some good. It will authorize some badly needed funding for better fences and better security along our borders.
Secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary.
Construction of a 630-mile border fence create a significant barrier to illegal immigration on our southern land border.
There you have it. Democrats. They used to be for stopping illegal aliens. Now, all at once, they see that they can get them to vote. Now they want them here. Now they want to take care of them better than they take care of Americans. In conclusion, one more video that I want to play for you. I got the receipts. And this is of our dear, sweet Nancy Pelosi, whom everyone is now trying to say, oh, she was such a great congresswoman and she was the first and she did this and she did that and she knew how to count. This was a mean old hag who should have already stepped down. And I personally believe that she's stepping down because the footsteps of inevitability are coming close on her. And you say, well, what do you mean by that? Well, for one, she and her husband entered Congress, as she did, 4 decades ago. I mean, I would say middle class. Now she's a multimillionaire with a house in all places, a mansion in Florida. Why in Florida? Why won't she stay in San Francisco? The city that her nephew, I'm hearing, has destroyed, the governor, Governor Newsom, has just completely destroyed California. Why does she have a place in Florida? You know why? Because Florida is governed properly. That Nancy Pelosi, the same Nancy Pelosi who denied and lied and said that Trump never asked to have the National Guard to protect the Capitol on Jan 6. Now reports are coming out that he did and that she turned him down. The same Nancy Pelosi who said that she did not know about the bomber or the person, who the person was who tried to put a bomb at the RNC and DNC on election night in DC. Now we're hearing that she knew the identity of the person all along. Why isn't the media talking about that? Why are they talking about everything else except the fact that we've been trying to find out who this person was for almost 10 years now? And now it's coming out that Nancy Pelosi might have hid the identity of this person. Why aren't more people talking about it? Why is it that you have the independent journalists who are talking about this? Go figure. Anyway, let me just play this little video of our girl Nancy, whom everyone thinks that she's just the greatest. No, she's a mean hag. Run the tape.
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points?
We're hoping that we can have gender-affirming
care
for our trans kids.
This is doing George Floyd.
It's better not to have on high heels.
We have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog.
That was when they had they were trying to pass the bill and people were asking what's in the bill. And she's saying, oh, you can't see what's in the bill. We want to pass it first and then we'll let you see it. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't make it up. Folks, we're winning. Do not doubt me when I say that we are winning. And you know why we're winning? Because we have a decisive message. We know how to govern. Republicans, conservatives know how to govern. Despite the fact that they say that we're Nazis and we're racist and we're bad. No, we know how to govern. They don't know how to govern. We know how to govern. And as I said, I think it was on last week's show, because we know how to govern and because we're winning, they don't like us. And I hate to say this, but you got to protect yourselves. Protect yourself. And I do mean this in a literal sense of a word, because they are coming after us. And you have these radical judges, these activist judges that don't care. They don't care about law and order. They will lock people up and then let them out. Remember what happened in North Carolina when that young woman, Arena, was stabbed? Well, I'm hearing a similar situation took place again. Another person was stabbed. This has got to stop. We know what happened to Charlie Kirk. They don't like us. They tried to assassinate Trump not once but twice. They don't want America to be made great again. And that's what Trump is doing. And because of that, they're coming after us and they don't give a damn. And you have activist judges that don't give a damn. So we have to protect ourselves. In conclusion, we say again, we are winning. Do not doubt it. Do not give up. Don't go down frivolous rabbit holes because they know that they're losing. One thing before I sign off that you notice that I didn't talk about, and I'm only going to mention it briefly. Do you not find it interesting that because we're winning, because the Democrats gambled with the devil and lost, and you listen to our show tonight on America Out Loud .news, on Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast, because we talk about that. They gambled with the devil and they lost. And you know what they want to do now? They want to drag back up of all things, Jeffrey Epstein. See how conveniently they brought that up last night? Oh, we want to release tapes with Jeffrey Epstein saying that Trump was there. He was at his place and he had a conversation with them. Folks, just think about this. If Trump was involved, don't you think that Joe Biden would have already released the tapes or released whatever they had to stop Trump like they did when they tried to assassinate him twice, tried to throw him in jail? Look at all the indictments, tried to steal his money. Do you think they would have kept that information back? There is no there there. There is absolutely nothing there. Don't go down the rabbit hole with them. Dismiss it the same way I dismissed it. And I'm not going to say anything else about it because there's nothing else there. But you know what I will talk about? We won. Yet again. The American people won. We won. Trump won for you. And he will continue to win. And we don't want to get sidetracked. And we need to make certain that we shout this from the rooftop that we won and they lost because we're trying to save American lives. We're trying to make America great again. Thank you and good night. Well, not good night, but have a great day because it's not night yet. And I keep saying that. Thank you, guys.
After Dark with Robin Andrew, speaking the truth like they're born to do. Voices strong, opinions tight, shining in the midnight light. After dark, no holding back. They keep you steady when the world's off track.